Om Shanti, Bijit Bhai. Okay.
Okay, so yesterday we had, the title of the Murli is the form, the line of fortune, and the time of the souls who remain very close to Babdada throughout every cycle. So we saw the stage of being beyond. Yesterday we saw how Babdada spoke to us on the stage of being beyond, how to maintain that stage, how to experience a powerful stage, how to make your stage like that of Angad, and how the time of this confluence age is invaluable. So, continuing to that, Murli, we have a very small part remaining today. So, we will have more time for the reflections and also sharing our experiences with respect to this Murli. So, just have this small paragraph. So, I think with your permission, we can take this last point again and then take the last paragraph. So, before we begin the Murli, let's all be seated in between the eyebrows in the hut of remembrance of the Supreme Father, Teacher, Sadguru, Bab Dada, completely immersed in the unlimited love which he has for all of us, his children, the incorporeal souls, the incorporeal Father, speaking to each soul one on one, experiencing him as our best friend, the best companion, who is always with us every moment of this confluence age. We experience all relationships with him, and he constantly responds to our conversation in the subtle manner. So let's begin. A constant stage in order to make your courage and enthusiasm constant. Are your courage and enthusiasm constantly stable? Babdada is asking a question, and this is a question we all internally let's ask ourselves, because we are playing part in this corporeal world, and Baba is speaking to we incorporeal souls. So, am I, the incorporeal soul, have courage and enthusiasm in all situations? Is it constantly stable, irrespective of the situation outside? Then Bhagavad says, when your stage is stable, your courage and enthusiasm will always be stable. They will not fluctuate. So the courage and enthusiasm is dependent on the stage, the inner stage, on which I, the soul, is seated. And that's the seat of power, the seat of courage and enthusiasm, constant courage and enthusiasm. So they will not fluctuate. What is the reason for sometimes having too much and sometimes too little courage and enthusiasm? What could be the reason? Now, Baba is asking us, Baba then elaborates, it is because you don't constantly experience having all attainments in front of you or in your awareness. So, all the attainments which we have, are we constantly experiencing them? And if Bab Dada says, if you don't constantly experience having all attainments in front of you or in your awareness, then there would be fluctuation in the stage. And when there is a fluctuation in the stage, there will be fluctuation in the courage and enthusiasm too. Nowadays, temporary attainments bring about courage and enthusiasm. Temporary attainments means worldly attainments, some property or some name, name, fame, etc. Whereas this attainment of everything is for all time. But this permanent attainment, Bab Dada says, of is for all time. It's indestructible, Avinashi. And so keep a list of all your attainments, these permanent attainments of the conference age in front of you at all times. Since your attainment is unshakable and stable, your courage and enthusiasm, energy of courage and enthusiasm should also be likewise. Who would have mischievous sanskars of allowing the mind to become mischievous or allowing their stage to shake instead of keeping it stable? You are the oldest and most experienced souls in the whole world. Babdada says, you are the oldest and most experienced souls in the whole world. If you see the kalpa-III also, we Brahmin children, we the most elevated Brahmin children at this conference age are accompanying Baba, the highest on high. So we are the oldest and most experienced souls in the whole world, Purvaj and sister souls. So why should there be any mischief? By constantly keeping the Father and your attainments in front of you, you will become unshakable and stable, and all obstacles will end. What's the key? By constantly keeping the Father, the highest on high, and your attainments from Him every moment in front of you. That will set the stage unshakable and stable, and all obstacles will end. You have had the tilak of victory on you from your moment of birth, tilak of victory from moment of birth. Simply pay attention that it never rubs off. Pay attention. You should constantly have new courage, new enthusiasm, and new plans. Novelty in courage, enthusiasm, and plans. Create such instruments for service through which there will be greater success and less expense. Kam kharcha and balanashi. Greater success and with less expense. There is still a margin for a lot of service to be done, and so fill that gap. let there definitely be some specialty and newness in every program. Make plans to give everyone an experience, not just a talk, but an experience to give, to donate this experience. Acha, now speaking to teachers, Father is speaking to teachers. We all are teachers in our own way. We are teaching our own self also, our own mind, our own intellect, and our own sanskars. And the Supreme Teacher is teaching us, making us the teachers for others, for our own self and others. So let's consider ourselves as the spiritual teachers. Teachers are equal to the Father, are they not? Equal to the Father. Just as the Father is the teacher, similarly, you are also teachers. And so that is equality, is it not? What would you call someone who is equal? Now, what would you call someone who is equal in stage? Friend. Teachers are also Bab Dada's friends, or you can say partners or companions. If you remember the relationship of friends, you will become easy yogis. So, this relationship of having, of being friends, Bab Dada's friends, then you will become easy yogis. The relationship of a friend is a very close one. Friends are clear with one another. They are not as clear with their parents. They are not as transparent, or you should say that they're not sharing everything with their parents, but they will share with friends, with open mind, fearless. If you remember the relationship of a friend, then the practice of I eat with you, I sit with you, I play with you, etc., will become easy. So, congratulations to all friends. That's a beautiful reflection Bab Dada is sharing with us. That friendship is the such a relationship. It's a unique relationship of being a friend where we can spend every moment with the Supreme Father. There are teachers from both Punjab and Delhi. So both are brothers and sisters. Delhi are the brothers and the Punjab are the sisters. Punjab has also emerged from Delhi, has it not? Punjab is also, I think, the offshoot of Delhi, neighbor state. Acha, Om Shanti. So let's reflect internally. Baba is such a friend. We can make him as the best friend. And then we experience the openness, very close relationship with him, where we can share everything without any barrier, without any inhibitions, and experience his companionship, the joy of the companionship in every relationship, in every moment, every activity, whether it is eating, walking, talking, listening, eating, every activity we can experience him. So let's again be seated. Go beyond the sound, go beyond the matter, go beyond this corpse or this dress of body consciousness. Go beyond the limited sanskars. Go beyond the mischievous sanskars. Go beyond the stone intellect. Go beyond the dictates of own mind and experience the unshakable stage like like that of Angad. The constantly stable stage where the courage, the energies of courage, enthusiasm, joy, happiness, peace, love, unconditional love, and the divine powers is always there, constantly radiating in all directions, every moment, equal to the Father. In friendship with Father, being a true teacher of own self, and then be an example to others. Be an instrument for service, sharing experience, to give everyone an experience. To consider yourself to be a trustee. Nothing is mine, everything is His. We are the caretakers and experiencing the all powers of the Almighty on the powerful stage, experiencing the closeness with Him, and experiencing the incarnation into, into this corporeal world with a sense of purpose, with a sense of doing a magic to transform the inner world, to reflect the divine virtues through Baba's mind, intellect, and sanskars, and thus transforming the atmosphere or the world. Om Shanti. So let's take a pause here and then share reflections. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Now we can share our reflections. So I would request every member of the Divine Family, the luckiest souls in the world, to share their reflections.
Oh, Shanti. Baba says, you're the oldest and most experienced souls in the whole world. So Baba says, we should not be having any mischievous scars, such as, shaking. So Baba would like to see us putting all the list of attainments in front, and then go accordingly, constantly maintain our courage and enthusiasm. So the reason the reason of losing courage or enthusiasm is lack of attainments. So we are not remembering, or we are not keeping that list in front. So when we do that, right, we are able to maintain that stage. Otherwise, it is sometimes we are in that stage, sometimes we are coming down from the stage. So the homework would be to create a list of attainments that I've so far, ever since I came into knowledge, what all attainments I've received from Baba, and am I able to remember them? Am I my mind and intellect busy churning them? Am I lacking something to check all that and then experience one by one? So we should be able to constantly maintain that stage, and we'll be able to come out of that mischievous and scars. So newness is required, because applying the same plan might not work all the time, because mind will get bored eating the same food every day. Om Shanti.
Yes, wonderful sharing. Thank you, Vijit Bhai. And I often see that stage is set through soul consciousness, isn't it? Soul is unshakable. Soul conscious, that vision is unshakable. Soul is indestructible. Soul cannot be affected by five elements, as is said, cannot be burnt, cannot be touched by water, cannot be touched by any elements, cannot be moved by wind. So the soul is so unshakable, so indestructible. And so then in this 100% soul consciousness stage is set, right? Shaking only comes when there is a mixturity of body or the five elements into that awareness. And then the soul also, the power reduces, and then we tend to get shaken up by some situation, some outside influence, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. So the effort here is to maintain that awareness, right?
Yes.
So,
Awareness that I am a soul, and whom I am talking is also a soul, whom I am interacting is also a soul, my family members are soul. Everyone is a spiritual being. And
right.
and then the stage will not shake. The
Yeah. So
only thing when we get into that limited consciousness, now that body role, then this situation starts overtaking the soul.
right. Yeah. So consistency is the problem.
Hmm.
If you look at it, so everybody experience soul conscious stage, soul consciousness, right, when they are doing meditation or when we are with Murlis or Murlis listening to Murli or doing everything or whatever. That's for the soul, right? So when we are out from all this, right? So that consistency we lack, right? So that's when the soul consciousness is going slowly
And why does
that
the
remembrance.
consistency
Yeah,
break? Why does the consistency break if we can churn on
because
this?
the
What are the
awareness is
factors?
gone. Awareness is gone. Here, Baba says either we are
Why
not
does the awareness go?
attainments, lack of attainments.
Why there is a lack of attainment? And I'm just trying to go into the core, that why I'm asking these questions is that there's a
Because,
learning required. Why does the attainments, there's a lack of experiencing those attainments?
yeah,
Finally,
lack of
will boil down to that moment I was not in the awareness of being a soul. That soul consciousness is not there.
yeah,
That
it's lack of attention and practice.
so finally it is lack of attention. Finally, it is lack of attention, where even attention is required for even the awareness. If because we are we have been trained, our limited mind has been trained to be in body consciousness for the 63 births, constantly trained 24 by 7 every day and every birth. We were considering ourselves as body for this each of these 63 births. So attention is required. That
Correct.
and
Attention
most
is
of the time your own mind has been trained to be considering yourself as a body. Your own mind, your own intellect will take you very easily without you knowing. If you're not alert or attentive, intellect will take you, swipe you away from soul consciousness to body consciousness. Own sanskars will be so dominating. So these three are also been trained for the 63 births to be in body consciousness. So that is these three are sometimes also enemies, our own enemy. So how to? So that's the only thing is you have to be sakshi, detached from these three, because these are actually not your friends in that limited sense. They are actually taking you away from soul consciousness. So only Baba is your best friend. Only Baba is your best friend, and he can bring you back. He's the one. He's a real benefactor who's bestowing uh, the bestower. So that force of Baba has to be always dominating. And once we are Sakshi, then and Sathi with Baba, then this thing will automatically, then the mind, intellect, and sanskars will also set right. They will align with the eternal form.
Yeah, I think practice is one method. So the more we practice, the better it is for us. We will be able to, maintain that consistency a bit more. The lack of practice, right? We often forget, right? So, uh, um, so this attainments remembering the attainments is actually going to keep one enthusiastic, right?
Yeah.
Zeal and enthusiasm. So that's very important. If you look at it, there are many, though they are in knowledge, but they are not able to enjoy the life. Because why they are not able to enjoy the life? Because they are remembering something else, not remembering the attainments they received from Baba. So when we remember what we've received right from Baba, so that we churn again and again in the form of thoughts, right? So that's going to really charge us, right? That's going to
That is
really keep
keeping their
us
mind also
busy,
aligning to the soul consciousness, and
right?
mind will also start cooperating with you for this spiritual endeavor for the Purusharth.
Right.
So
Yes.
mind is getting trained by Vichar Sagar Manthan.
Right. Also building when the more churning, we do inside it is getting deeper and deeper, and deeper, right? So that sanskar will also get firm, and that's going to help in yoga also connecting the partner.
True. Very nice. Others may also please share your reflections, your experience. So I was just, while you were speaking, I was visualizing this magnetism in a in a magnets. When the ferrous material comes in contact with magnets, then the ferrous material, if you go to the grain level, these grain level, granular level, these atoms, and they will align themselves with the magnetic force which is surrounding that ferrous material. And you find all of them will align towards that, based on that pole, north pole or south pole of the magnet. So similar, when we are in deep, remember, we are in, first of all, soul consciousness stage, and then we are connected with Baba, it is a remembrance of Baba, then automatically your mind, intellect, and sanskars, they will align. And more we practice that, like ferrous material also will get magnet magnetism. If you keep it for many days, and the same uh, proximity, then the magnetism will get induced in the ferrous material also, and ferrous material will also become a magnet. So that's how they create magnets, permanent magnets. And these permanent magnets are used in the alternators and this scientific, power producing machines, engines, motors, and all that. So similarly, it is like this. And the same analogy, if you see, when we are in deep remembrance for long intervals of time with Baba in every relationship and every activity, automatically our mind, intellect, sanskars are getting aligned to Baba's mind, intellect, sanskars. And then they become our friend rather than, being mischievous. So, one reflection. Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.
Vijayan, you want to speak something?
Yeah, I was so engrossed in both your discussion that I just put down my wings of zeal and enthusiasm, which is what Papa is speaking about today. Courage, zeal, and enthusiasm. And even though this is just given here as a point, if you see most of our godly blessings which we receive in our Sakar Murlis are always that. Why I often used to think, as Baba just speaking about, that what we call it as Himmat, Umang, and Utsa. So even because Baba knows it's only that which brings about possibility, only that will bring about determination, even that only that brings about an intoxication. And it's only Baba always says one who has zeal and enthusiasm are always tireless. They make no excuses. They are never lazy and success. So this, I often take it as a godly blessing and it comes most of the time. So I have to ignite that. I have to become as limitless like the ocean. For that, what I have to do, I have to go beyond. I have to go to the land beyond. I have to make myself an awareness of a soul beyond. Because if I think about the consciousness of my body, my enthusiasm and zeal is limited or it ebbs away. I cannot fly. So, one key thing which I get to know from this paragraph is I should keep myself happy and others happy so that I can also fly. Courage, zeal, enthusiasm. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Go ahead, yeah.
I like the poem. Since our attainments are unshakable and stable, your courage and enthusiasm will be like this. I have one question.
Yes, Sister.
I can't able to sit in soul consciousness while doing traffic control, brother. Because traffic control will be in between our work, so I can't concentrate.
You can, like others may also please share, but I would like just share my practice during the office, that I, the soul, I'm a trustee, and I have just come, here as a trustee, and I'm doing the godly service through this service. So just do that godly service. Consider yourself as a caretaker for the office. You are the caretaker, and Baba is your boss. Bab Dada is your boss, and whomever is your immediate boss. Na? You see, Bab Dada is he's you are actually not serving for him. You are serving for the Bab Dada, and you are reflecting through your every activity. He should get reflected, and automatically you are in yoga only that time. If you have this awareness that whatever I'm doing, it is offering to the God. No? So that is one simple exercise you can try it out. Om Shanti.
Om
Others may-
Shanti, sister. What I feel is it is not something like magic. First of all, can I see? You told me you're sitting in the office, the traffic control is played, you're not able to do. Suppose you're sitting in that same chair, you just get a call on the phone, and then you pick up the phone and you speak. Or your boss is calling you. So you leave that place and go and meet your boss. It's just a shift you did. Something happened. You made a shift in that body of yours, in that moment of yours. You just went. It is as simple as that. So you should not take it to be as an effort like I see all this, the consciousness of your Swaman or the knowledge is a prefixed for you. As I told you, it is not something which will come immediately. You have to have this from morning, a consciousness, everything and all. But when I've tried, or again, I'm driving a car, there's a signal in front. What do? I suddenly stop. I don't go forward. So how did I get that shift? Why did I do? And then I'll be doing something else, cleaning up my car and all. But that light gave me a shift. So you also should have that kind of a shift. That's why I said it is not something which just comes at the spur of the moment. It is something which is inbuilt in you. So that inbuilt is something which you have practiced. So as and when you practice, sister, comes automatic. Don't make it look like as if I'm going on a stage. But deep soul consciousness, yes, you need absolute attention when you have deep soul consciousness. This is just my side of my sharing.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you,
nice.
sister.
Attention is also required, because the more you are attentive, we are attentive to our original stage, the better it is. And traffic control is actually helping, but in my case, sometimes traffic control I don't enable, because it becomes a sort of disturbance during a meeting, and it is taken otherwise. So what if you can, if in your office, in your I don't know what is the environment, if traffic control is okay types, then you can actually use it for your advantage, and actually pause, and you can also request others to also pause that thing, and be in silent. So any other sharings? I hope you got the answers. Yeah.
Yeah, just a few more things I would like to touch
Please,
upon.
please.
Uh, if traffic control, if you are not able to stabilize, I mean, it also means if you can stop all the wandering thoughts and then consciously stop all the thoughts and then stabilize in one thoughts. Stabilize in one thoughts in the sense, if you can stabilize in one of the Murli point, that is also fine. If you have a photo, right, Baba's photo, when the traffic control rings, if you can talk to Baba, looking at the photo, that is also fine. I mean, if you have difficulty stabilizing yourself in soul consciousness, and this is all works. End of the day, whatever you're being, entangled in terms of thoughts, right? Other thoughts, your office thoughts, and whatever that you were entangled in, right? So you consciously stop all that, and then take your awareness forcefully to Baba's thought, either about what Baba said, or you talk to Baba, right? Or you see yourself in that form, in point form, in Parandam. You can try all this, whichever works. You can, practice it and see. Whichever works, you can apply it.
Thank you, Guru.
Just to add one thing, sister, you know what I do? I go to the song. You know that 7:30 song, Yahan Hamara Tan Hoga. So I literally take like that. If I cannot do, I listen to the song. And you know, songs have such lovely meaning. So I really say, Yahan Hamara Tan Hai, Hum Baap Dada Ke Paas. I literally go to the song that 1 minute. It sometimes works.
So I think the time is up for the traffic control only. So let's listen to this song, and then the session can be concluded. And we shall all meet tomorrow at 5 a.m. After this, once this song is played. So we'll do the reflections internally based on today's Murli and journey. I think that's this. Bijit Bhaiji, can we play the song? I think there's some problem with the traffic control here. It should have played, but it's not playing. Maybe we can play the song. You have the song? This 5:45 song.
1 minute.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no song.
भर देता है ज्ञानामृत से
शिव की महिमा माया
So let's all today take this homework that we will always be close to the Satyam Shivam Sundaram in our original form with our multi-million fortunate line of fortune and the most elevated time of the conference age. We remain very close throughout every day, every moment with the Supreme Father, the best friend. Om Shanti. See you all tomorrow at 5 a.m. for another wonderful Murli session. Om Shanti.